Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Virgo September 2019 horoscope forecast, part 2 of 2. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is, as far as September goes, Venus will be in Libra from the 14th until the 30th. So the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, this could just simply be about valuing a lot of peace, tranquility, balance, fairness in monetary matters. You might be distributing finances very evenly, and it might be into some kind of investment or some stocks or what have you. And also, at this time as well, if you're unattached at this time, Virgo, you may connect with a Libra Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Libra traits. And it could be somebody that's prominent, your self-worth, your self-esteem, how you feel about yourself, your possessions, your resources. And this could also be, at the same time, this could be about just the general it could be the enjoyment of doing something Libra-like with people that you generate money with. It could be somebody that is prominent, your self-esteem, your self-worth, how you feel about yourself. It could be playing games like Jenga, which of course could have certain balance in it, or tennis, which of course has where balance really factors in very strongly. So anyway, and it could be just the purchase of really refined things at this time. Anything that could be Libra-like, that could be artistic as well. Art could be art objects, things you may purchase in an art gallery. And anyway, next thing up, Mars will be in Virgo still, so the first house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, you might have more of abundance and surfeit of energy, more so than usual, Virgo, and it could be injected into doing a lot of Virgo-like things such as cleaning, organizing, could be working out vigorously, doing things that are health-related. It's really it could also be at this time too where you might come across a little bit more outspoken than usual at this time, and also too. This is a time too where the anger level could be a little bit higher than usual, and you might come across a little bit more acrimonious than usual on a first impression. But if you're unattached at this time, Virgo, you may connect with a Virgo Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Virgo traits. That could be for a sexual liaison. It could be somebody that you may have known from your early childhood, and somebody that could be instrumental in new beginnings at this time. So anyway, the next thing up. Well, Jupiter will be in Sagittarius still, so the fourth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, you may find yourself, as I've stated previously, Jupiter can be very paradoxical, it could be very strongly benign and benevolent, but it can also have a tendency to enlarge and expand. In a lot of cases, this could enlarge and expand rather foolhardy, reckless, over-optimistic, over-exuberant, enthusiastic qualities, perhaps with home family members, people you're close to home with, the less dominant parent, which is often the mother, or even your interactions with them and how you may be acting toward them. So also at this time, you might be expressing a lot of exuberance and enthusiasm, Sagittarius qualities you may have at the core, and such as being very jocular, jovial, optimistic, the incorrigible optimist, a perpetual learner, somebody that's very really expressing benevolence, philanthropic qualities. And at this time as well, this could also be very fortuitous for that latter or end part of life if you are not, whether you are in it or not, and at this current time. So anyway, it could also be about a time too where you might become, again, this could be about putting a lot of hope and optimism in perhaps religion through the home, maybe understanding the law, maybe doing Sagittarius things with home family members, such as just doing things connected with sports or the outdoors at this time. So anyway, Well, the next thing up is Saturn will be in Capricorn still, so the fifth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, one way this may manifest is that you might be dealing with certain restrictions and limitations in love and romance, your fun, your amusement, and enjoyment. Could also about taking responsibility for things that are amusing and fun at this time. And in some cases, this could manifest in taking care of a sickly or debilitated lover or child. It might be something Capricorn related, such as the knees, the bones, the joints, the hamstrings, and maybe making you feel somewhat despondent and melancholy at this time. But it could also be about gaining more structure and discipline in matters with speculation, investments, and doing these things with a lot of premeditation, a lot of planning at this time. And also, it could be a time where you might really, it could be about fear in terms of love or getting somebody very close to you, and even dealing some cases too. This could just be about more responsibilities in fifth house matters. Again, going back to your fun, your amusement, enjoyment, investments, things of a speculative nature, matters with romance, with lovers, and also trying to attain maybe greater personal popularity. But it could also be about dealing with restrictions and limitations in connection with this. So anyway. Next thing up, well, Uranus will be in Taurus still, so the ninth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, one way this may manifest, this could be about dealing with unusual, stubborn, obstinate behavior from in-laws, from grandchildren, from people you may know at a religious congregation, a college, university. It could also be about taking perhaps a Uranus-like college level course. It could be doing something, taking a course in electronics, computers, aerospace, astronomy, astrology, anything that could be Uranus related, something with electricity, such as learning to be an electrician. Could also be doing something really, as far as publishing. It could also be about doing something Uranus-like as far as publishing goes, such as something with humanitarianism, the future, something connected with electronics, computers, innovation, new ideas, new concepts, anything that could be Uranus related. And it could just also be about dealing with general shocking, unpredictable behavior from ninth house people, such as in-laws, grandchildren, people at a religious congregation, college, university, anything that could be ninth house related. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Neptune will be in Pisces still, so the seventh house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, this could be a difficult time for Virgo in terms of ascertaining, deciphering the character composition of others. I have this placement natally, and it could be really about also dealing with the dissipation, dissolving of relationships at this time, and really be careful about being beguiled in these matters, because with Neptune, it's very hard to see the fine print in things. And also, if you're dealing with some kind of legal documents, make sure you're really scrutinizing all those details at this time. Now, significant other, a grandmother, others in general might be more nebulous and unclear than usual. You might have a sad propensity to attract those that are dealing with drugs or alcohol at this time. It could be also too where you might be dealing with very confusing, confounding legal issues at this time, and even open adversaries might be a little bit more unclear or nebulous, and it's harder to really maybe ascertain who those people are at this time, more so than usual. So anyway. And also, too, this can manifest in some cases as Neptunian type forms of competition, such as dancing, poetry, something connected with astrology, the metaphysical. It could be something that you're doing in connection with filmography, perhaps anything that could be Neptune related. So anyway. Last but not least, Pluto will be in Capricorn still, so the fifth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, I know a lot of you don't want me to say the dreaded D word, but you know I'm going to anyway. In some cases, this could manifest in an actual or literal death of a child or romantic partner. Hold on a moment, people. And this could also be about dealing with some cases crisis issues in fifth house matters, such as matters with a child. Could be a love romantic partner. Could also be about doing Plutonian things in terms of fun, amusement, and enjoyment, such as the occult, supernatural, astrology, digging deep. It could even be just going around with a metal detector doing some kind of searching for things that may be lost, like lost coins and anything, and also recycling, anything that could be Pluto related, and could also be in some cases too. This could be about dealing with power struggles with fifth house people, such as romantic partners with children, and also some cases you might be dealing with some kind of obliteration or figurative death of personal popularity at this time, but you also may be trying, could be about gaining power through this as well, and a lot of this could be predicate and dependent on aspects as makes to points in your chart. If it makes an adverse aspect, say to your natal Saturn, this could really perhaps reaffirm maybe some kind of figurative death in terms of your personal popularity and some loss in connection with it. But if it makes, say, a sextile or trine to your natal Jupiter, it could actually be a time for maybe rebirth in that, or even gaining some power in that. And also it could manifest in some cases in Plutonian type investments, such as something connected with something nuclear, or insurance, or some kind of recycling company, anything that could be Pluto related. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Virgo September 2019 horoscope forecast, part 2 of 2. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be giving you my Libra September 2019 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.